So, beta, next is your wet sample lubrication system. In wet sample lubrication system, in which we will use both splash and pressure feed system. Why we will use both splash and pressure feed system? Because splash system is not sufficient in case of bearing load or bearing load too high. Then we will cannot use single splash system. So in this case, we will use both splash and pressure feed system. In the case of splash and pressure feed system may be used, okay, if your bearing load are too high. The oil pump also supplied oil under pressure to pipes which direct a stream of oil against the dipper on the connecting loop. Okay, so in this case, oil pump is also used to supply the oil to the different part. Okay, only the dipper is present with the connecting rod to the bearing cups. Okay, only connecting rod have screw, and the different part in which the if a bearing load is too high, then more lubrication oil is supplied to the different part with the help of your pump. Okay, so we will use a pump here. Other and pump and your scoop, both we will use in case of splash and pressure feed system. Okay, other part of the engine are lubricated by splash of oil thrown by the dipper. I have already explained the scoop which is present, which is attached to the bottom side of your connecting rod, and when it will dip inside the lubrication oil, and when your connecting rod is moving upside, it will splash the oil to the different part. Okay, and the remaining part is lubricated with the help of your this pump that is called your oil pump. Okay, so this is the figure in which both oil is supplied with the help of oil pump. Look at here, the oil is supplied to the main bearing, and your connecting rod bearing camshaft is supplied, and to the even the piston ring, oil piston ring, with the help of this oil, and different part of your connecting rod, that lubrication is supplied with the help of screw that is provided at the end of your this connecting rod. So look at here, it will splash the oil to the upper side, and when it will throw the oil to the upper side, then it will lubricate the different part of your this connecting rod and connecting pin and the different part of this cylinder. Okay, so next is your fully pressure feed system. Wet sample under wet sample lubrication. Last one is your fully pressure feed system. What is the fully pressure lubrication system? In fully pressure lubrication system, so look at here in this diagram, there is no any scoop. The only oil is supplied with the help of the oil pump. So look at here in this figure, the oil is supplied, which first oil is supplied through oil strainer, which will remove the any foreign particle. That will not allow the any foreign particle to the oil pump. Then through oil pump, the oil is supplied to the different part of your this IC engine. So look at here in this case, what is the different part IC engine? Number one, piston and piston rings, and next fifth one is your camshaft, then your main bearing and connecting rod. Then look at here, tapped and cam receive oil through from connecting rod, okay, to the camshaft. Okay, so different part of your this IC engine, camshaft, your piston, oil piston rings, and your connecting rod, and your crank shaft, crank pin, and your piston pin, and then main bearing, then your crank bearing. Okay, connect with the connecting rod bearing. That all will supply the oil with the help of this your pump, oil pump under pressure. So this is also known as a fully pressure feed system, in which there is no any scoop present, only oil is present supplied with the help of your oil pump. So this is the figure. So look at here in this figure. So these are there are the 3 or 4 type of systems are there. So this is very important from paper point of view. So one method is can be asked in your paper. So this is important from your paper point of view. Okay. So next we have wet sample lubrication system. Why we will use fully pressure system? Because when where load is very high, okay, so there we will use fully pressure in big trucks, okay, in a big machine, so we will use a fully a pressure feed system. So in a wet sample lubrication system is also known as fully pressure feed system, suitable for heavy duty engine. The oil from the sump is drawn by the pump through filter, and it is forced to the main bearing through the branches of distributor header. Okay, next, driller passes help to provide lubrication oil to the main bearing, to the crank pin, and it lubricate the big end of the bearing. Okay, big end of your connecting rod. Okay, the oil from the big end bearing is supplied to the small end bearing through the drilled passing in the connecting rod. Okay. The lubrication of cylinder valve and rocker arm is done by the oil spray thrown by the crankshaft and the connecting rod. So these are the all how the lubrication oil is supplied to the different part of your IC engine. So this is known as your fully pressure feed system. So next we have dry sample type of lubrication system. Why it is called dry sample lubrication system? Because when thinner oil is supplied to the different part where friction is more, which is reducing the friction. So thinner oil will be supplied. How to the we will do thick how to thick the lubrication oil. So so to cool first we will cool down the lubrication oil so that it may be thick before supplying to the different part of the your IC engine. Lubrication oil is maintained in separate tank kept behind the radiator. Okay, so in this case your lubrication oil is kept behind in a tank behind the radiator. Okay, so look at here in this diagram. So this is known as quenching pump, in which thicker lubrication oil is supplied to the supply tank through this filtered by a bypass pressure release valve. Okay, so in this case, pressure valve will be there, under which when it will open, then your thick lubrication oil will supply to this supply tank. Okay, so then there will be a pressure release valve which is used to regulate the pressure, which is used to reduce the pressure before supplying to the main bearing. Okay, so after this, oil cooler will be there, which reduce the temperature of the your lubrication before supplying to the different part to the bearing. So in this case, when this your oil is cooling, here it will become thicker, then it will supply to the bearing. So this will which are reducing the mostly function is same, which is mostly used to reduce the more friction as compared to your other lubrication system. Okay, so this is all about your wet sump lubrication system and dry sump lubrication system. Okay, so this is the main difference. And first the mist lubrication system is also there. It was used in all type of two-stroke engine scooters. First we had the Chetak scooter was there, and LML scooter was there, in which mist lubrication system we will mostly use. Okay, so I have already explained the different type of lubrication system. Now I am going to release the poll. Okay, so everybody should have to give the answer of every poll. So very first poll is there. Which of the following are the property of a lubricant? Hurry up, everybody, please give the answer. Which of the following are the property of a lubricant? One, viscosity, number two, flash point, fire point, all the mentioned. I have already explained every type of the property of the lubrication oil. Okay, lubricants. Hurry up. Only 1 minute time is there. Hurry up. I am going to end this poll. Hurry up. 77% students already voted. Only 23% students are still there who did not vote yet. Hurry up. Rest of the students. I am going to end this poll after 10 seconds. Now, the answer is because viscosity is also the property of the lubrication oil, flash point is also the property, fire point is also the property. So all the mentioned above. So D is the correct answer. Okay. Next poll I am going to release. Dash is the lowest temperature at which the oil burns continuously. In which your lubrication oil will burn continuously. Okay. So what is that point? So three viscosity is there, flash point is there, fire point is there, and none of the above. So which is the property in which your lubrication oil is burned continuously? I have already explained which is burned continuously for 5 seconds. So what is that property? Hurry up, everybody, please answer this question. 63% already voted, rest of 37% voted. Please hurry up. I am going to close this poll after 10 seconds. Okay, hurry up. But I am going to end this poll. Sejal, which is the correct answer? You tell me. Sejal.
Fire point, sir.
Yes, that point is known as fire point. Very good. Next is your lubricating oil. Which, it is used for lubrication. Oil is used for which purpose? Minimize wear in moving part, help in keeping the part cool, wash away and carry away dirt, or all the above. Hurry up, answer this question. 16 students already voted. Rest of the students voted. Please hurry up. After this, I am going to explain the two-stroke engine with the help of cut section model. Okay. So voted, please hurry up. I am going to end this poll. So the answer is D. All it will minimize the wear and it will also help the part cool and it will also wash away and carry away the dirt. Okay. So next is your the following type of lubrication oil is used in two-stroke engine. So which type of lubrication system is used in two-stroke engine? Mist type, wet type, dry type, or all the above? Everybody voted, please hurry up. You have 1 minute time. After 10 seconds, I am going to end this poll. I am going to end this call. So answer is your missed side. First is the right answer. Last poll I am going to leave. Ariel. So pressure always controlled by valve.
I am going to end this after 5 seconds.
Hurry up. After 5 seconds. I have already told you which type of valve. I have already asked you the valve will be used. So which type of valve will be used? Okay. So in this case, the right answer is release valve. Okay.
Now, beta, look at here. I am going to explain the two-stroke petrol engine and diesel engine with the help of this cut section model. So, beta, look at here. We have two cut section model are there. One is your two-stroke petrol engine. One is two-stroke diesel engine. So these are the different parts. So look at here. In this case, in two-stroke petrol engine, we will not use the valve. The valve is when your inlet and outlet valve is present on the above of this cylinder head, then it is called valve. But if a valve is present on the one side of your this cylinder, then it is called port. So in this case, look at here, there are two ports. One is intake port and another one is exhaust port. So look at here. And these, in the case of petrol engine, this is the carburetor or supply the air fuel mixture inside the cylinder. Okay. And here we will use the upper side. Look at here. This is the spark plug. Okay. So in this case, this is the piston which is moving up and down in the cylinder. And this is the connecting rod which connect both the piston and crankshaft with the help of this connecting rod. Okay, the small end of this connecting rod is connected to the piston with the help of gudgeon pin, and the bigger end of this connecting rod is connected to the crank with the help of crank pin. Okay, so this is the crank which is revolving inside this crankcase. Okay, so this is the crankcase. Look at here. This is the crankcase. So in this case, when your piston is moving from bottom dead center, when your piston is moving from bottom dead center to the upper dead center, okay, when it is moving up, then what will happen? It will close the intake valve and it will also close the exhaust port. Inlet port and exhaust port both will be closed, and the charge which is already present inside the cylinder, that will be compressed. Okay, when it will reach the from bottom dead center to the upper dead center, then it will compress the charge. Okay, so when it will moving up, it will compress the charge as well as this inlet port will be open. So two function will be there. It will first it will compress the charge and this intake valve will be open and fresh charge will be come inside this crankcase. Okay, when it will reach the upper part, this piston will, when reach the upper part, then ignition will be there. Ignition will be there. Then fully charge will come inside the and inductance will be there. Full your air fuel mixture will come inside the this crankcase. Okay. After this, when it will ignition will be there, it will put a thrust on the piston. Then your piston start moving from top dead center to the bottom dead center. In this case, when it will moving downside, then your this first exhaust port will be open, and that residual gases, when burnt gases will be flow to the atmosphere through this exhaust port. And when it will moving downward side, it will first close the inlet port and exhaust port will be open. Then this transfer port also open. When it is moving downside, it will compress the charge which is present inside the crankcase, and it will pushes the charge through this transfer port to the upper side of this cylinder. Okay. So, and look at here, the head of this piston is chrome type. And when the charge is entering inside, it will pushes the remaining gases to the atmosphere. So this is known as scavenging process. What is scavenging process? Which will push the gases which is left behind the cylinder with the help of an incoming charge, air fuel mixture. When it will enter inside, it will pushes the charge to the atmosphere. That is called the scavenging process. So this is all about, in this case, two-stroke engine, the power stroke is generated with every revolution of the crank. Okay. So with the two-stroke, it will complete one cycle. But in case of four-stroke will be there to complete one cycle. But in two-stroke, only two-stroke will be there to complete one cycle. In four-stroke engine, as everybody know, the power stroke is generated after two revolution of crank, but in case of two-stroke engine, the power is generated in every revolution of the crank. Okay, so this is the main difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engine. And what is the difference between petrol and diesel engine? So look at here, in this case, the spark plug is there in case of petrol engine, but in case of diesel engine, the injector is there. So injector is which is throwing the mist of the diesel engine inside this piston. So this diesel is supplied with the help of this pump. So look at here, these are the pump and these are the camshaft. So look at here, this is the camshaft which is used to opening and closing the valve. Okay, and at the end there is a flywheel. So this is the flywheel which is absorb energy and release energy during the power stroke and another stroke. Okay. So this is known as your flywheel. So this is all about a two-stroke petrol engine and diesel engine. Thank you. Okay, student, understand what is the function of two-stroke engine? Everybody come to know?
Now, beta, everybody know what is the difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engine? And I have already explained with the help of cut section model. Okay.